Jacoby Ellsbury will stand in, and they've done a good job keeping him off base at the top of the lineup. He's 0 for 3 thus far. Lefty against lefty here as this is taken for a ball. 1-0. And here's a curveball that just about got away as it misses inside for a ball.
Yeah, and he didn't even have to think twice about that one. And now he's got a good hitters count here, 2-0.
And he lost him here on 4 pitches. So a speed merchant is aboard now with 1 away. Derek Jeter will step forward now following the walk as he'll hit with a definite speed threat at first and 1 away.
You can bet he's going to see some fastballs in this at-bat. I'd be looking dead red.
Too high. 1-2.
Whoa, that one definitely took off on him right there. He's lucky that thing didn't go all the way to the backstop.
Pitch outside. The throw. Not in time as he steals second. 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error on the Yankee line score so far. Fastball is outside. It's full now, 3-2. In danger now of a second walk out of the bullpen.
Not exactly providing relief. He's got to find it here somehow.
So it's a tight spot here. First and second, 1 man out. And here's the ever-dangerous Carlos Beltran. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0. Had him lunging at that pitch away, and it's 1-1 now.
There you see one of the best swings in baseball look pretty ugly. That's what this guy can do to you.
And Beltran able to lay off that time, and the count moves back to 2-2.
That's a good idea, 1-2.
And meanwhile, this pitch gets away from him. And this one's in the dirt. And he's safe. And now they've got a man out there with nowhere to go. Neil Walker will step in now to lead off the home half of the 7th. Now the first pitch from CC. Oh, now this is hit hard to the right side, but caught out there at second base. And that'll take care of the leadoff man here in the home 7th.
The catcher, number 55,
Russell Martin stands in for the 3rd time now as he takes a look at a ball. It's 1-0.
And right now, these guys just need something to break their way. A blooper, a bunt, a hit by pitch. Something to get a base runner and give that guy something else to think about out there.
And he just gets a piece there as this is chopped foul. And here's a sinker that causes him to back away as that just about got him.
And you know what? That's not a big breaking ball coming up high and tight. That's going to get your attention a little.
And a fastball blew it right by him, and they're 2 down. Gabby Sanchez will stand in now with 2 away, trying to avoid another 1-2-3 inning.
Now, this has been total domination these past few innings. They haven't been able to mount any kind of threat whatsoever.
Sabathia ready with the 0-1. Oh, here's a line drive over the head of Robertson into right center field. That's a base hit. Jose Tabata will try it again. 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground ball thus far. First pitch here misses wide, 1-0. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. Now a swing and a miss, and I don't think he was expecting a pitch inside. It's 1-1. And he gets a piece of it here, but it's chopped foul. And this will be fouled away. And an off-speed pitch swung on and missed, and with that, the side is retired. Mark Teixeira will stand in again as we flash you back to the middle innings here. This was a big blow, a 2-run home run that really got his guys going. And he gets under this one and, in fact, breaks his bat as this one's popped up. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely. Brian McCann will stand in, and they've been able to hold him in check so far. 0 for 3 to this point.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising that he's been a non-factor in this one. Usually a major force in their offense.
Now a swing, and he just fouls this one away. A little bit outside. 2-1. Fastball is looked at for strike 2.
A little conviction behind that fastball.
Fastball called, strike 3, and there's the first out of the inning. Brett Gardner will get another crack, 1 for 3 thus far. This is sharply hit to the right side, and with the first baseman holding, that finds a hole. It's a base hit, and they'll get it in quickly, so it's runners at first and second now with 1 man out.
Now batting.
Eduardo Nunez comes on with 1 away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0.
He did not like that one bit. It's one thing to work in with the hard stuff, but don't do it around the dome.
Outside, 3-0 now. The alarm bells are ringing now.
They're getting louder and louder, too.
That one's in there, 3-1. I had him guessing that time as he's barely able to foul it away. Line drive, base hit left field. In with it here is Marte, and that's going to hold that runner at third base. Brian Roberts will step in now in a big spot here in a game as close as this one.
And a chance at redemption, too, because...
Now, meanwhile, this ball's going to get through, and that's a base hit. And that'll bring home another as they open it up to a 4-0 advantage now. CC Sabathia will stand in now with the bases loaded, and this is one at-bat he doesn't want to just throw away. He can really help himself here.
Yeah, hitting is not really in a lot of pitchers' DNA, but you're right. If he can find a way to just find a hole with a ground ball, that could be huge.
And a good comeback fastball there. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Boy, I think 2-0 near the pitcher, you got to be taken.
And a fastball, but he's losing it a bit here to 3-1 now. Doesn't want any part of that cutter, and it's full 3-2.
And he's come back with 2 in a row, and I wouldn't be all that convinced he can throw a third.
And he is down on strikes again, so get your hats out. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game. Jacoby Ellsbury is at the plate as he watches ball 1.
Very tempting up there, but that's also a pitch that a lot of guys will pop up. So that's a nice job of laying off.
Outside and low, 3-0.
Take sign?
That would be a take sign.
And that misses. Ball 4. A run will come in to score. Derek Jeter will stand in another dangerous spot here in the inning as this ball game is hanging on the precipice of getting out of hand.
Yeah, I think you have to get this guy if you're going to have any chance of sticking around. Even a single here might put this one out of reach.
Just off the outside, and it's 1-0.
And I'm not generally in favor of pitching changes in the middle of an at-bat, but with the bases loaded, you got to get someone in there that can throw a strike.
And he'll try to take control of the inside part of the plate here as that misses.
Well, he's starting to put himself into a no-win situation. Obviously, you don't want to walk home a run, but you can't just throw a cookie in there because he can bring in 4 with 1 swing.
McCutchen is there, and he puts it away as they're able to. Chris Stewart will try and get his club back into it here as he'll pinch hit to lead off the home half of the 8th. And this likely won't help much as the first pitch of the inning is hit on the ground to short. Throw to first by Jeter, and there's 1 gone. Starling Marte will stand in. He flew out his last time up. Here's a sinker that stays up. 1 ball, no strikes. And this ball swung on and hit on the ground back up the box. Throw on to Teixeira, 2 down. Jordy Mercer will stand in now with 2 away, needing to really get something started here.
And their chances of getting back into this ball game are growing dimmer by the batter.
And that'll get down for what should be extra bases. He's around first on his way to second now. He'll get it into second, and the gamble will work out. He's in at second base with a 2-out double. Andrew McCutchen will step in now as his guys look for a breakthrough here with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, and it's been a long time coming.
And meanwhile, this pitch gets away from him. And he'll get back in safely, as wisely he hadn't committed too strongly toward third base. Now the 1-0 from CC. And, looked like ball 2 below the knees, but it's ruled a strike, and that evens the count at 1-1.
And the way he's kept the ball around the plate so far, he deserves a few calls at this point in the game.
In tight with the slider, 2-2.
You can see where they want to go to try and get him out. A lot of pitches in on the hands in this sequence. They don't want him to be able to extend.
Oh, and this goes right past him. And on the error, a run is going to score. Pedro Alvarez to get a shot here in the inning after all, as that 2-out error could really turn out to have some major consequences.
Yeah, anytime you give this guy an at-bat, especially with a runner on base that he otherwise wouldn't have had, you're asking for trouble.
Now a slider in the dirt. Good block by the catcher there.
And on 2-0, this is where he's the most dangerous up there. I know it's a fact.
And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to... Vin Mazzaro will come on now to start the 9th inning as he looks to keep this deficit right where it is for the bottom of the 9th. Carlos Beltran will get us started as they look for a little insurance here in the top of the 9th. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
Yeah, a little surprising he didn't offer it that one. That was a dangerous spot for a good fastball hitter.
Crowds him a bit with a fastball there, and it's to 1-1. Can't catch the corner away with the fastball. It's 2-1. And the pitch. Now a ball lined toward right center. And a great start to the 9th, as this ought to be extra bases. And he is into second base with a leadoff double. Mark Teixeira will stand in. He homered back in the 5th inning of this one. They set the target in, and this finds the inside corner for strike 1. Right back to the changeup, just as effective here. It's 0-2. Just got a piece of it as it's fouled back. Hit hard to the right. Foul. Now the fastball here is swung on and grounded foul. And here's a slider. Strike 3 called, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Brian McCann will try and erase his 0 for 4 in the ballgame. There's a good fastball on the outside corner as he'll take a look at strike 1. And he watches a called strike at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes.
2 good pitches so far, both of them right at the knees. And you got to start thinking center of the diamond here. Shorten up a little bit. You've got to put something in play.
And they tag him out, but this will work as a sort of a sacrifice as the runner moves up. And this one gets away. That could be a run. It is. And now he turns on a fastball here and sends it to fairly deep right field. Tabata has to retreat to the track, but he has it to retire. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. Neil Walker will start it off here in their half of the 9th, and no sign of a reliever. They're going to let him try to finish this one off.
Well, he's been brilliant so far, so why not see if he can take it the distance? It just doesn't happen these days very often.
The catcher, number 55.
Russell Martin is in now as he watches a pitch for ball 1. Now the fastball is swung on and hit high in the air for the center fielder Ellsbury. 2 gone. Gabby Sanchez is the last chance now with 2 out here in the 9th. Here's a sinker to start him out, but he wouldn't bite. It's ball 1. And this ball swung on and hit to center field, and this should do it. Ellsbury is there, makes the catch, and the ball game is over. One more look at the final line score there to see the great pitching performance that led his guys to the victory. So the Yankees, of course, buoyed by a great start from this man here, CC Sabathia. Picture